This video is for all of the Beyonce stans out there, those of you that get excited every time she's going on tour. I want you guys to tell me, what is your favorite thing about this woman? I'll tell you mine. Number one, she's extremely hardworking. When she's devoted to something, she puts her all into it. And you can see that with how she is a wife, with how she parents her kids, with how she's on stage. Everything she does it with precision. There's a lot of power and persistence behind her energy. When Beyonce is giving you a performance, you're going to receive that, you're going to feel that, and it's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Till this day, I still remember her performance for back then President George Bush when she was doing an impersonation of Tina Turner. Oh my God, if you haven't seen that performance, you need to go watch it. It was so good that I was left wondering, like, who did it better? Even though obviously the original was in the audience sitting next to the president, but she just brought so much fire to that performance that it literally took my breath away. So she commits and she goes hard. When a Gemini is healthy and balanced, this is exactly who they are. They commit and they go hard because they know they're right and they've been studying it for a long time. So there's no reason to waver. There's no reason to give a shallow presentation when you could bring depth coupled with originality and a dedication and persistence that brings new truth to the world. I love that she's energetically balanced, and I can see that with how she uses her second house, which is in Gemini. The second house in astrology is considered the house of value, or the house of possession is what you will often see it referred as. It is a house that is ruled by zodiac sign Taurus, and he basically rules everything that brings value to our lives, everything that is quantifiable, okay? So money is quantifiable, artistic skills quantifiable, intellectual property quantifiable. It needs to be things that tangibly can be measured as being excellent. Her having Gemini there means that she's excellent at the gift of communication. And when I think about the different styles of music that that woman has been able to pull off, it's very evident that she can speak all the languages of the world. She knows how to communicate what she needs to communicate in a very unique way that also resonates with the world. It doesn't matter if she's doing blues, if she's doing rock and roll, if she's doing R&B, if she's doing, a little bit of hip hop with her husband. It's all hitting. All of it is resonating because, again, she puts her all into it and she trusts the process. The second house basically rules resources that were given to you at birth that you are tasked with utilizing to make your life and the world a better place. See, Taurus, being ruled by Venus, has wealth, innate. It's given to them. It's really hard to find a Taurus who's not stable financially in their lives. Oftentimes, if you see that, it's because these people are not creating balance in their lives. They're purposely making decisions that bring chaos. And as a result, the universe rewards them with more chaos because wealth and abundance and love require peace. So the second house, to be able to capitalize off of it, requires that we have a peaceful relationship with our innate spiritual resources. Our ability to manifest is directly connected to our self-esteem and our self-worth. Our emotional well-being is going to dictate the kind of relationship that we have with our finances, with our material possessions, and with, how invested we are with maintaining our finances and our material possessions. The second house also speaks to what we consider valuable. All of us value different things, and that's the whole point of life. This is why I don't like people who compare themselves to other people, because it means they're not tapped into their own journey. Because when you're truly tapped into your purpose, it doesn't matter what other people are doing because you're here to do you. The second house also speaks to our savings, our investments, what value we put into what's worth investing in and what isn't worth investing in, how we make money, how we get money, how we manage that money, how we grow money. It also reveals our beliefs about money, the feelings we associate with money. As an example, if you grew up believing that money was bad, it was disgusting, and rich people were filthy, what kind of relationship do you think you will have with money in your life? And how do you think that will affect your finances? The second house brings that into focus because money likes who likes it, and money resonates with love and peace and harmony. Just like every other resource, intellectual, spiritual, psychological, emotional, money is simply that, a resource
resource to help us live life. The second house also speaks to what makes us feel safe, what brings us a sense of stability and security in the world. As an example, somebody who has Aquarius in their second house might feel safe around artists, around oddballs, around spiritual people, around scientists, around creatives, because Aquarius likes outside of the box thinkers. Somebody who has Taurus in their second house might feel safe around bankers, financial managers, real estate, people who sell houses, people who buy houses, because Taurus is all about tangible material things. So you notice in the case of Aquarius, it's intellectual property. And in the case of Taurus, it's physical, tangible property. The second house is asking us to utilize the gifts that innately come to us easily to build wealth. So what are your talents? What are your gifts? What are your skills? And how can you use them to bring money to your world? Again, we cannot have a conversation about manifesting the life of our dreams if we don't have a good understanding of how our self-worth and the value that we place in our lives ties into that. Having a poor relationship with ourselves and thinking that we're someone who doesn't have value, who's innately not a good person, and who cannot do anything, having those kinds of mindsets about who we are will not give us the confidence to go after the things we want. How we feel about ourselves, our ability to invest in ourselves, comes from our second house. So if you're feeling stuck or lost in life and don't know which direction to go with your career, I recommend that you look at your second house, because these are gifts that your ancestors gave you at birth. You're basically sitting on gold in your second house. Second house also speaks to our physical and emotional boundaries. How much access do we give to other people with regards to our resources? How protective are we over our resources? Taurus is one of the most protective zodiac signs because they understand that fundamentally they are responsible for their own lives. If you want to get a better understanding of your second house, I recommend studying all the planets and aspects that are in that house, because those will give you a clear picture of your financial personality, your financial values, and what you should or should not invest your finances in. As an example, somebody who has Sagittarius, as an example, in their second house should invest in travel, should invest in learning, should invest in higher education, should invest in learning a new language. But somebody who has Virgo in their second house, instead of investing in those faraway places, needs to invest in a dietitian, should invest in a private coach, a fitness instructor, should invest in a yoga mat. So look there to see what you're supposed to be investing in, because if you make the right investments based on what's in your second house, you will reap the reward in your eighth house. The second house is ruled by Taurus, and the eighth house is ruled by Scorpio, which is the house of power. Beyonce has Sagittarius in her eighth house, which is literally the house of luck, the house of growth, the house of expansion, the house of success. And the reason why she's able to achieve that is because she manages her Gemini in second house, meaning she only communicates when it's beneficial to her, when it's worthwhile. In her long-standing career, she's had many people come against her unprovoked. Many people have spread rumors about her. Many people have tried to tarnish her reputation. You know what she says? Nothing. She never addresses them. She never responds to them. She never challenges anything. She only focuses on using her power of communication to make money. You will hear from her when it's time to go on tour. You will hear from her when she's selling a product. Outside of that, any communication that does not benefit her, she does not engage in, because that's like wasting money. So, what's your second house? And do you know how you might be wasting money according to the gifts that your ancestors have given you based on the placements in your second house? Leave your comments. You can book your astrology reading at intuitivehealing.com. You can also watch videos at Intuitive Healing here on YouTube for Astrology 101 content. Listen to the Aquarius podcast on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube for your horoscope. If you're interested in astrology and love connections, you can visit at Styled Under Libra. And of course, for health and wellness and holistic healing, visit at Styled Under Virgo for all of your astrology content. Thanks so much for watching.